All right, it's I don't know how many days after the election, and I've been following this stuff for several years, and I I understand a lot about what's going on behind the scenes, like the players here and there, and see, it's very easy. When I say why I'm going to do this video is because it's very easy for me to put puzzle pieces together because I have a photographic memory. And many of the things that Alex Jones talks about, like in how he talks, is kind of how I talk and think. I just, I'm not saying I'm him or anything, but so it's when I say all this to you and I can connect all these pieces together, it's just because I can see it all, and that's how I process things in my head by seeing them in the scenarios and everything. And so our 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 entire government and media system is basically, it's run by narcissists. And not a lot of people understand narcissists and narcissism, because it's really something that's only within like the last 20 something years been really talked about in the psychology world, like especially narcissistic abuse, which is over 150 million people in the United States are affected by narcissistic abuse, and nobody ever talks about it. And I think it's because the people that are in power and the people that they're successful people, don't get me wrong, like most of, that's their thing. Like their whole self-image is what you see. If they're pretty or they're powerful or whatever. But the difference between the two, like everybody, they started calling Donald Trump a narcissist. Is Donald Trump narcissistic? Yes. We all are. We all have some level of narcissism. Okay? It just depends on how much empathy you have. Because a true narcissist is somebody who lacks empathy completely. And empathy, in basic terms, I don't know the exact definition, but it means that you have, empathy is the ability to see someone else's pain, basically. To be able to say, wow, I understand why you're struggling, or wow, you're in pain, oh my God, I like... But a narcissist, and I've seen this personally, is like a true narcissist, like literally would look at somebody's fucking leg being cut off and just be like, wow. Like they get really happy about it because they like seeing people in pain. They really do. And I have personal experience with this, and I can remember back, throughout my life and see these same things. and one of them, like, let's just say with Donald Trump, they call him a narcissist. But my thing is, like, me being able to put all these things together is I've seen many times personally in past history, and I've, read articles where he's, done things for different people who were involved in tragic events. And like even Rand Paul had to say this about him, funding that trip to go to Haiti to do, eye surgeries. So, like, I personally am comfortable with saying Donald Trump is not a narcissist, okay? And because he does have empathy. And narcissists will generally, like, a narcissist will ruin families, right? And I mean, his first wife, from what I understand, they have a great relationship. I don't know much about the second, but the children are all very successful and very proper people. And so I put all my pieces together and I say he's not, okay? And yes, I'm a supporter, but this is why I'm trying to get people, like, I want people to understand why there's two sides to this and why people choose the side that they choose. And so the other side, okay, a narcissist needs power. I mean, you could say Donald Trump needed power building Trump, but he just wanted to make more money and be more successful and have fucking more fun because that's what he loves to do. But most of these politicians, literally, they spend their whole life doing nothing but pushing to get power, and that's it, because that's what makes them satisfied. Without that, they're nothing. They're literally like, that's their image, their own self-worth is the fucking power that they get from being in the legislature or whatever it may be. Okay? Because I mean, just look at Joe Biden. I mean, everybody's fucking seen him like groping kids and fucking, doing all this inappropriate stuff, and we all know about the crime bill. And it's like a narcissist has they have no standard. Like, they can literally go one day, if it benefits them, to being a fucking Democrat, and then the next day, if it benefits them, to being a fucking Republican. Because they can do that because they have no empathy. Like, they have no feelings. A narcissist has no feelings of sadness. The only time they get sad is like they get in this fucking deep depression where because they do things that it makes them so ashamed of themselves, because they're such bad people behind the scenes. And this is like where you see all this shit about, like them stealing kids and stuff like that, because that's what they literally get their pleasure from. It's a sick thing. And I don't, like, it's really hard to be able to see it like I do. It's really hard to get people to understand, like to the level of what bad people are out there. I mean, like, literally, like, I've seen one video or one picture, a couple pictures of Trump with Epstein, but 26 times Bill Clinton's on the fucking airplane. Like, that right there is blame shifting. That's a fucking tactic. And it's honestly like person to person in your own household. It's psychological warfare that will fucking drive people insane. Literally happens all the time. 150 million in America. And so, like, constantly, like, being blamed is what they do. Okay? And what they do, now I know, like, we can go down a list. Let's just say in the mainstream media, we could go down and make a fucking list of all the people that we know that have been involved in bad shit. Okay? We know they've done bad stuff. Okay? And so, I can make a list of all those people, and yet they're the same people that literally sit on TV and talk about how fucking narcissist, or how awful Donald Trump is. But see, they're projecting their own bullshit onto America and the world, and because that's how it makes them feel good to put him down. And anybody that's ever been in a bad relationship and you've never heard the term narcissist and like tagged it to what you were actually dealing with, like, when you actually think about it, it's psychological warfare. And that's what these people like Anderson Cooper and fucking like Don Lemon, but even some on the right side that act like they make their words to fucking promote to prompt an emotion from you, whether it's, oh my god, I feel so bad, and oh my god, let's make him, like, we got to get him out of there. like they twist their words all the time. And see, I find the people that like I've met a lot, like, and I don't try to, unless somebody insults my intelligence, which is rare because I can fucking argue this shit for a long time. But like it's like I find a lot of people that dislike Donald Trump are either narcissists because they feel threatened by him, because anybody that's prettier than a narcissist or more powerful than a narcissist that's and is not feeding their victimness ends up fucking being their target, you know? And so, but the ones, like, I'll just say I met a girl who's very liberal, but I was interested to find that, like, a lot of the things that I think about liberals that are ridiculous, she didn't believe in that stuff. Like, she believes in fucking, you know, a lot of the same things that I do. It's just that, in my opinion, and I've told her this, that she's being fed because she was raised weak. She actually changed her personality, and I'm not going to say because I don't want to, you know, but she changed her personality to escape her mother's control, and by doing that, but yet she's very empathetic, and so she gravitates towards liberalism because she feels sorry for people, and she believes that all these people in the media that are liberals are the ones for the poor people and but when you look at their track records, which is a narcissistic track record, they never live up to what they want. It's just a power grab. It's just the satisfaction of knowing that we just signed a contract with some fucking foreign company and we literally are gonna make millions of, you know, I'm gonna make $100,000 and get a free flight anywhere in the world anytime I want. Well, I don't give a fuck about them. That's what it is. They have no empathy, and 1 in 7 people in the world has that type of personality. And when you think about some of the people that have risen to the top, and even some of the stories that you've heard that you can actually substantiate with evidence other than just somebody's accusation, like you can watch it on fucking film, you know what I mean? Like you can watch all the stuff that people say about like Joe Biden, like you can watch films of it, you know? I mean, is it the worst thing but like it's creepy looking, and there was even time where Jeff Sessions fucking grabbed his granddaughter or whatever because he probably knew all this shit. But, you know, when the entire place is run by narcissists, where people have no empathy and they will take anything and do anything, and they kill people for fun, and fucking, they ruin people's lives. And that's what we deal with being just, you know, down here in my level, you know, because they, like, liberals, I mean, it's just like I'm watching this election and I'm thinking to myself, I like to watch CNN and MSNBC because I want to know what they're talking about. All they're doing is promoting coronavirus. And they, you know, Joe Biden already won and we just need to heal. See, like, those are psychological warfare tactics that narcissists use to attack you and to constantly put you down, to make you feel inferior, like we won and just shut up and get over it. And we're not even going to talk about the last 4 years or anything else, you know? And it's sad because that's what keeps people apart is really allowing people who we know are bad people to rise to the top. And, you know, I'm sure that both sides are guilty of it. But it's the narcissists that run the world, and you can look at all their their tactics and smear campaigns and these flying monkeys, and like, just look up all these terms and you'll understand what you see from one side versus the other, and where the media is completely on one side, and they're all, we've all heard about Epstein Island. Like, I'm sure it happened. We all know it happened, and you know what? Like, if you don't have any empathy, you have no problems with fucking going down to an island and banging some underage girl and doing whatever else. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, it probably would horrify people to know what some of the things people get pleasure out of in this world. And it has nothing to do with just, having sex with somebody. And it's like, when there's somebody like me who's extremely empathetic, and that's what's gotten me in trouble a lot in my life, is because I was too nice to people who were not good to me at all, and I didn't know it, and I just didn't realize it, because that's, but now that I realize it, like, it's easy to see, like, it's very easy. I never get, like, I keep my distance from people who I feel like are narcissistic, because I just, I don't like them. And it's like, when people would actually sit back and look at narcissism and just understand that there's those people over there, you're not going to change their mind, because it makes them happier that you're not changing their mind, like that they, I don't know if that made sense, but like, and then the ones that I feel sorry for are the ones who've just been fed the bad news, and they're empathetic, and so they just believe what's been told to them on the surface, without actually understanding who's doing what with all that power. And I don't know. I have no idea, like, about individual people in the FBI or anything like that. But I mean, if you sat me down in a room, I could fucking tell you in a couple minutes who's narcissistic and who's not. And I wish people would just open their eyes a little more and see that, because it's a tough fight when you're literally fighting against, some of these people in these top jobs, and they don't have any empathy, or they're compromised because of something they did, because they were weak. You'll find that it's rampant. So it's like, how do you even get past that? It's a psychological thing. It's not, they're not going to feel bad about anything they did, no matter what. So, anyways, I'm going to get off here, and maybe I'll, make another one of these. But